Good morning everyone and thanks for watching CNN. I'm Blondine.
I'm Danny.
And this is Joseph.
Let's talk about the situation in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, was meeting officials from the Union of South American Nations for the National Peace Conference when he announced from the presidential residence that his country just arrested 3 Air Force generals who were conspiring against the government. They were immediately placed into custody of the military justice. At the moment, we still do not know the name of the officials linked to the ultra-right wings. He concluded saying that Latin America and the Caribbean would go through the violence and this great destabilization process.
It's the largest protest in Venezuela in the last decade. The protest started early February when students of Western states, the Shira and Madeira, demanded an increase of security after an alleged rape of a female student. These students were the first to protest, but were soon joined by hardliners from the umbrella opposition group Table for Democratic Unity. The protest quickly turned violent and students got arrested. This led to the demonstration in Caracas, calling for their release. In turn, it would turn deadly quite soon. At first, the protest was about the increase of security, but since the start, they've broadened their demands to also include the release of the people who got arrested in previous protests and the economic inflation. President Maduro called the protesters fascists and accused the opposition of trying to stage a coup, and also arrested some of the opposition leaders for inciting violence. Not only are these protests the largest protests since Maduro took office, but also the biggest protests in over a decade, spreading over more cities than only Caracas. Mainly the protests are confined by the middle class. Capriles, the governor of the state of Miranda, has said that as long as the protests do not spread to a wider sector of society, it will be unlikely that there will be any change.
After a 2-day visit from ministers from the Union of South American United Nations, the ministers came out and said that Maduro had agreed to a meeting with a good faith facilitator. It was unclear who the witness will be, but there would be like a meeting with the United Nations ministers and a good faith witness. The Venezuelan government agreed to the talks after ministers visiting Caracas with the opposition, students, religious and human rights groups. And that was our latest news from Venezuela.